Hi there, Kevin Weiss, bodyperformance.net, and today I want to address a question I got on YouTube yesterday about conventional or sumo deadlifts. Which one is better for glute development? So I'm going to show both variations, and then I'm going to show you why I think another variation is actually better if just development of the glutes is your goal. So both deadlift variations work your glutes very hard, especially because they allow you to use a fair bit of weight, but unfortunately that's kind of the point of them. It's more about lifting as much weight as possible, and a lot of people that are competitive powerlifters, they'll actually switch from conventional to sumo because it does allow them to lift more weight. It gives them just a little bit better leverage advantage depending on how they're made up. It allows them to keep their back a little bit more upright, so it's a little easier on the back. They can push with their legs, and then through the top, through lockout, they actually lock their glutes out, which you also do in the conventional, but I think the sumo definitely works the glutes a little bit harder at lockout. So with the conventional, look at where the hip is as far as the angle here. Push off the ground with your quads, lock through your hips. So your glutes are working quite hard from about here to here. That's where they're going to work their most. Then with the sumo, with the barbell, if you look at the hip angle, it really hasn't changed a lot. My back angle's a little bit more upright. You're pushing through the floor with your feet up to the top, and then once you pass your knees, once again, the hips come through and the glutes lock hard. So the glutes are once again working from about here to here. If you want to actually train the glutes for development, this is what I would suggest instead. If I was just doing deadlifts to actually work the glutes harder or for glute development, it's not that I wouldn't do regular deadlifts or I wouldn't do regular sumo deadlifts, but it wouldn't be my first choice if it's just development that I'm looking for. These are both strength exercise and very good ones. They also work the muscles hard, but if you're looking for a little bit better option, this is what I would choose. I'd take two platforms, maybe 4 or 5 inches. You can go even a little bit higher, and then either a dumbbell standing on its end or something like a kettlebell. If you're using a dumbbell standing on its end, you're probably going to have a little bit higher platforms just to give you the range of motion that you want. So the advantage to doing this as far as working your glutes a bit harder is it allows you to get your hips a little bit lower in the bottom position. The higher the platforms that you can get, the better. But now you can see how much lower my hips actually are. And your glutes work much harder the lower that your hips actually get. If you can drop down to around 90 degrees or below with your back upright like this, now when I push through the ground and squeeze, I'm getting a lot more glute activation and work the whole way through. Squeeze. And I'm also not worried about the bar ripping up my shins and stuff like that. So it allows me to lower and squeeze rather than just focusing on lifting. Squeeze. If you're looking for a deadlift variation that's going to work your glutes hard, I'm not saying the conventional deadlift or the sumo deadlift don't work your glutes, but this variation is a little bit better. Kevin Weiss from bodyperformance.net. I'm going to talk to you again real soon.